Hey, pretty panel. Welcome back to Juris Exotica. If you're new here, this channel is for the girls who live in the in-between, the misunderstood, and the overly studied. Here on the pretty panel, we talk about it all. Pretty privilege, pretty problems, love, dating, and all the things they just don't get about us. So I wanted to discuss this video that's been circulating on social media. I'm adding it to the series called You Can't Sit With Us, But Watch This. This series is for the girls who stay pressed, yet somehow never miss an upload from fellow exoticals. This series is for the ones who claim they don't care, but refresh our pages like it's their jobs. So the actress Tashina Arnold, I hope I'm saying that right. I think it's Tashina Arnold. If you're unfamiliar with her, she played Pam on Martin and Rochelle on Everybody Hates Chris. She's an amazing actress. I'm super sure you guys have seen her work before. So she revealed that during the first season of Martin, her castmate Tisha Campbell, who played Gina on Martin, she experienced what she would call reverse colorism. She said that during the first season, the live studio audience was so bad, horrible towards Tisha that she would sometimes leave tapings in literal tears. According to her, the audience openly, they rejected Tisha and her character because she was light-skinned. So here's the interview she did for reference.
Like even with Tisha, what people don't realize that reverse colorism happens as well.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I remember Tisha, she would cry sometimes. It would be so bad because we had a live studio audience, and the girls, the black girls would come in, and they were there for Martin, and that was Martin, like this Def Comedy Jam and stuff. So it was that kind of crowd that would come to our shows, and they would laugh so hard, they would bang on the floor like we hear. It was just crazy from the laughter of the audience. And every time, the whole first season, every time Tisha would walk out, all you hear was, they would not laugh at her jokes.
Wow.
They treated her horribly.
That's crazy.
And I was treated fine because, you would think they would be me because I'm going back and forth with him. But no, they did not want Martin having a girlfriend.
Wow.
She just so happened to be light-skinned.
Yeah.
The way we used to crap on Tisha about being light-skinned, oh my God. It was bad. So we have jokes, but my relationship with that show was never ever, those jokes were never written from malice. It was written from who's got the best joke.
Who's got the best shit, right?
Yeah.
So of course, people got mad. When aren't they mad? And they started coming after Miss Arnold for saying this, people started saying things like there's no such thing as reverse colorism. It's just light-skinned tears and all the things we, as light-skins we're used to hearing this. So unfortunately, Miss Arnold did have to come back and issue an apology for the crybabies, And of course, I want to give my perspective. So here's the thing. She saw this with her own eyes. Miss Arnold was close with Miss Campbell. I think they're still friends to this day. And nobody forced her to say these things, nor was she coerced or something, But yet, people are acting like she misunderstood what she saw. Like they're telling the lady that she is wrong and that this is not what happened. They are literally gaslighting this woman. And again, this is the same thing unambiguous Black women do to light-skinned women all the time. They always tell us we're wrong about our own experiences. People are saying things like, it wasn't reverse colorism, it was just bullying or jealousy. Okay, let's look at the definition of colorism. Alice Walker defined colorism as prejudicial or preferential treatment of people of the same race based solely on their skin color. So using that definition, we already know colorism towards dark-skinned people exists. No one disagrees with that. No one's denying that. From what I understand, though, some families, did treat lighter skinned members better because, they were seen as closer to whiteness. We know lighter skin has sometimes been associated with social privilege, and all of that is real. But why are we acting obtuse when it comes to colorism against lighter skinned people? Like, yes, I said that. It's definitely colorism against lighter skinned people. The definition literally says prejudicial treatment. So can't light skinned people experience prejudicial treatment from people of the same race based on their skin color? Like, we have heard stories after stories of light-skinned girls being bullied in black schools and black communities. The girls trying to fight them, scratch their face and mess them up really, really badly. We've heard about unambiguous black women bosses purposely making light-skinned women lives harder, or trying to get them fired, or at least try to get them to quit. I know personally the amount of unnecessary attitudes I get when I step into a place. I haven't even uttered a word, and you can already see disdain. Like, the looks these people can have on their faces, it looks like it gives a look of disdain when you show up somewhere that they feel like you don't belong at. And I have experienced the great sides of pretty privilege, obviously, but I have also experienced the sides of unambiguous black people looking at you crazy just because you showed up with a lighter skin and looser hair. That's it. And this is from both dark-skinned men and dark-skinned women. Yes, dark-skinned men can be prejudicial to light-skinned women also. Contrary to popular opinion, they can't. But, of course, unambiguous dark-skinned women only want to focus on, the male gaze when the topic of men is brought up and how they treat us. These women be looking at you like you're the light-skinned girl from middle school who got the attention that they didn't. And, they will really project all of that childhood trauma onto you just because you're lighter skin or you somewhat resemble that middle school girl for some reason, But also, let's not act like there aren't black women who have a deep hatred for lighter skinned women. I don't know where it started. Maybe they experienced trauma due to their family members. Maybe it's bullying. Maybe someone put our skin on a pedestal and it could have damaged their self-esteem. I honestly don't know. But let's not act like hatred like that just, doesn't disappear. It actually really shows up in behavior. And, you're telling me those feelings won't turn into prejudice against us. So, honestly, I believe Miss Arnold did not say anything wrong. The girlies are saying, there's a difference between being bullied and being colorist. And then in the same breath, they're saying, oh, it was just jealousy, or the girls were hating. Okay, jealousy and hate are literally part of how colorism works, bro. That argument doesn't make sense to me. Let's stop pretending dark-skinned women cannot hate and be jealous of lighter-skinned women. Just as we know lighter-skinned girls could be colorist and darker-skinned girls can be colorist also. It can go both ways, and pretending it doesn't is it's just stupid. And people keep saying there's no such thing as reverse colorism, but what words do people want us to use to describe the very, very real hate some light-skinned people get from our own community? Because it happens. Your own people can really hate you, and people really act like discrimination can't exist within the same race. And it's true. People can really hate people who are the same race. It can even be the same color. How the Europeans hated the Irish? I don't know why, but they're basically the same color, but they don't like them. So discrimination can exist within the same race, people. You can still be mocked. So the idea that black people can't discriminate against other black people just doesn't make sense to me, or it can only go one way. That really doesn't make sense to me also. So yeah, guys, honestly, this is one of the reasons I started this channel. I truly believe mixed, racially ambiguous and light-skinned women need a space of our own to talk without being gaslit. We need a space where we don't have to over-explain ourselves, defend our experiences, or be told we're wrong about, what we lived through, And at this point, it's clear that some people are never going to understand our perspective, and honestly, that's fine. So instead of having unambiguous Black women talk for us when, they don't understand our plight, I really encourage you guys to add to this space. This is what this channel is for. So yeah, hopefully you guys create a channel. But anyways, pretty panel, if this resonates with you, comment below. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you, pretty panel.